Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Journey Success Stories podcast. I'm Jennifer Sheffel, your host today, and I am accompanied by David Brecount. He is the founder and CEO of US Digital Partners. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. We're grateful that you're actually with us today, and you're going to have all sorts of great insights. I can't wait for everybody to hear about this. So, if this is your first time to the show, definitely like and subscribe because we want you to get more conversations like this one every time each one drops. So you get those notifications because that's important, as I know David's going to have some really great nuggets today. So, David, welcome to the show. Of course, thank you so much. We appreciate you. So, if we could hear a little bit about yourself, but even more so about your growth strategies in your business and how you get our region to grow. I would love that.
Yeah, great. So we've been at this US Digital Partners for 23 years. We are a digital marketing growth agency. What that means is we help bridge the gap with companies between where they are with their marketing ambitions and where they want to go, and come alongside them and help the leaders accelerate what they're trying to do from a marketing standpoint. We've helped hundreds, over 850 clients in that 23 years. It's been amazing, small, medium, and large. And our sweet spot has really been companies that are kind of in the 10 to 60 million in annual revenue range. We have some small clients and we have some billion-dollar clients as well. But that ends up being the sweet spot for the marketing leaders who need the almost fractional digital marketing department to work with day in and day out, week in and week out.
Yeah. So when people come and they're investigating like a marketing agency or that fractional marketing partner for them, can you tell us a little bit more about getting them acclimated? Like, what's the first thing that you guys really work on together?
Well, it's typically just trying to understand where they're at. So spending
Mhm.
a lot of time listening. You probably do the same thing in your business. Um, Understanding their products, services, struggles, how they sell, how they generate leads, how they build awareness. That is the most important thing. And that's actually the most fun and surprising thing about this career journey, that whether you're an industrial, deep technology manufacturing company, or a cleaning service, or a regional bank, or a luxury real estate developer, it's just a lot of fun to get under the hood and figure out what makes them tick from a business standpoint. Um, so I think that's where we start, is just trying to get smart and kind of bring all these decades of history and knowledge into those conversations. Everybody thinks, their business is unique and other people don't struggle with the same thing, but there are a lot of common challenges across businesses and governments and nonprofits that we've seen over the years.
Absolutely. And yes, everybody has something that's unique about their business, which is what really makes our region so profitable and just thrive. But the foundational level, we're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
So once you do that, we call it an alignment. And yes, we do the same thing because we want to see where you're at, but even more so, where are you going? What's kind of that next phase that then they kind of start to move into as you're starting to really build?
So it's a little bit like a doctor. I grew up in a doctor's family, and this whole process of kind of diagnosing where somebody's at and where the pains and difficulties are, uh, we are willing to build custom things. So I like to say, we are not a products company, we're a partnership company, thus our name, US Digital Partners. So it depends on where we're going to start. Some people, I'm surprised that here we are 30 something years, roughly 30 years into this internet thing, right? From starting to use CompuServe and AOL and all those things 30 plus years ago, all the way to today. I'm still surprised at how little progress some companies have made with realizing the promise of digital marketing, right? So we have to determine where they're at. And typically they know, gee, we just haven't taken marketing seriously. We've been so busy operating or innovating or, acquiring and merging and everything that we have not uh, gotten things humming from a marketing standpoint. So they could have some brand confusion or not really a clear brand and not clear messaging, a website that's not really doing anything for them. It's out there, but they have no idea who's coming to it or what people are doing. It's certainly not generating leads or sales or new revenue. They may uh, not really be capitalizing on getting found on the internet through search engine optimization now. AI optimization is a thing. Uh, Advertising, social media, depending, B2B, B2C, what's the right mix? They're not, I mean, we've been doing email for 30 years, 30 plus years. They may not be doing any outbound email in any way. So the diagnosis of where is this marketing leader at? What do they need help with? Where can they accelerate? And then we kind of come alongside and come up with the right plan. That could be short-term branding project. That could be branding website followed by all kinds of execution work to help kind of get the marketing flywheel moving. So it depends where we start.
That is so important because it's customized and it really meets people where they are instead of just doing a one-stop shop of, okay, this is what we got to do. And then it really just all depends. So I love that. So tell me, I'm kind of curious, how many people even have a marketing plan or have done a marketing plan when they actually reach out to you?
Very few have done a marketing plan. Occasionally, yeah, I couldn't even tell you the last time I've seen one that somebody has actually taken the time to bake out a marketing plan that they could show us as a part of the onboarding. Here it is. Here's what we want to do. Uh, there's usually some kind of a commission that we do sales, we do trade shows, we do these things. We're not really doing marketing. We're not sure the effectiveness of marketing. We haven't really bought into it. Therefore, there is no plan. Or our leadership has said, we need to make better use of marketing, but we're not sure where to start. So it's pretty common to meet aspirational leaders who are not sure what their next best move should be.
Yeah, I think this is so important because a lot of people sometimes are just embarrassed because
Yeah.
they haven't done anything or they don't know where to start. And so then they drag their feet. Well, you got to stop. And that's why we are here because we want people to embrace and to really thrive and grow to that next level. So tell me a little bit more about um, that sweet spot of being that like fractional marketing group or that department, and what does like the ROI and the metrics and the measurements, and I guess tell us a little bit more about that to show, because you guys are so worth every penny. Like, what does that look like in the process to make sure you remain on the same page?
Yeah. So we refer to ourselves as an execution agency, which means we really value getting stuff done. All right. So that's opposed to sort of a traditional branding agency, which would value more of the look and feel and the character of the brand most of all. We think that's important. We want to accelerate that and get into executing campaigns that are really going to drive your business. So we come at it more from a business standpoint of saying we're going to have to create the measurement metrics and the
Mhm.
dashboard. We start with that in mind. Are we what kind of traffic are we looking to generate? What kind of impressions? It's going to lead to what kind of traffic? That's going to lead to what kind of conversions? And then try and set things up to measure that well.
Yeah.
And typically we're going to be doing a combination of things. If we're doing email marketing, the intent is how are we communicating? What are we communicating? How often are we communicating? And then what are we driving people to? Is it just for awareness, or are we giving special offers that lead to transactions or leads on the website? Same thing goes with advertising. Are we looking for brand awareness? Are we trying to find people on search? Are we trying to meet them when they're watching programs at night? Are we trying to and then we look to measure that. So activities, top, middle, bottom of the funnel, think of it, that way. Still to this day, although the funnel is dramatically changing and really far more of a wheel, hub and spoke kind of thing. Um, yeah, so that's we want to begin with that in mind, thinking about what are we going to execute, and then the reason is we're going to learn a lot, and we're going to learn that we need to come back and change maybe some of the messaging, or we need to change the website that we're driving traffic to, or we need to test different campaigns. We need to start using video to help tell the story um, of your products and services, all of that. So that's a little bit more um, of how we look at it strategically. And then I always use the analogy that our work is more like a physical therapist than a plastic surgeon. And I think a lot of people think, oh, I want that quick surgery. It's going to
Yeah.
it's going to solve my problem and I'm going to be done. No, good sales and marketing takes routine. It takes, a great strategy, good execution tools, and then you have got to execute relentlessly on these things. So typically what the folks, the marketing leaders that hire us, they want that help month in and month out. So it really doesn't matter if we start with a branding project, great. If we start with a video project, great. We hope slowly this builds the partnership and trust so that they can see, okay, we're not really taking search engine optimization seriously, let alone,
Mhm.
you know, AI bot optimization that needs to happen for everybody finding things through ChatGPT and Grok and everything else.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's most incredible about our long-term partnerships is month in and month out, you're cranking away at things and you look back 6, 9, 12 months and you don't even recognize where you were at.
No.
You've moved so much further down the road. And honestly, a lot of these companies, especially around Cincinnati, there's still a lot of companies that are struggling just to get up to parity. Like we
Hmm.
said, they're not taking marketing seriously. It's
Correct.
not a vehicle for generating sales leads. It's not, we started working with one company that was, convinced that newspapers were still the only way to generate new business until, over the course of 3 to 4 months, holy cow, they realized the lead generation that was happening through digital advertising and search engine optimization was really generating the kind of leads they wanted for a lot less money than buying print ads. Not that you stop altogether, that's still a thing, but you're not, it's a lot of people you're not going to reach if you're buying newspaper advertising.
Right.
I
Right.
haven't had a newspaper in years.
Mm-mm. No. Well, and you've had so many great nuggets in this because one, advertising is extremely expensive. And so, as a business coach, we don't even recommend that you actually advertise until you're profitable and that you know that you're profitable based off of your projections. But then, second, AEO. So, I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about AEO because a lot of marketing agencies are still talking about SEO.
Mhm.
We really need to be talking about some of these things that are on the horizon because everyone's using the internet very differently than what we were even just 6 months ago.
Yeah, I totally agree. And so, how do you optimize for AI bots? Well, uh, it's not dissimilar to SEO in some regards. I think it's there's certainly no fake it way that a lot of people did by keyword stuffing and all these things for years. You basically need a content strategy first.
Mhm.
Here you are. Let's say you're a manufacturing company around the region. You need to sometimes work with a partner. Maybe you don't write much. Maybe you don't have any idea of, well, what would people truly be interested in reading? But you kind of have to begin with solving your customers' questions and problems first, and then writing about it, publishing that content out on your website, and having a strategy for growing that content.
Yeah.
Because what the AI bots are going to do is similar to what the search engines or what search engines do is go out and scan sites and put it as a part of the knowledge base out there. So in addition, you need to continually do that. You can't just the days of, oh, here's our product services about us, some news, you're done. You're about to get like forgotten by the internet with the AI boom. You're not going to show up in Google rankings anymore. That's falling through the floor, and you're
Yes.
certainly not going to show up. You have to write content. You have to have stuff out there that shows thought leadership around the products and services that people are searching for you. Then you have to think, you have to do some research out there. If you type in what you would traditionally have typed into to Google, to find your products and services. If you type that into ChatGPT or any of the newer AI bots, what are they finding as sources of information? So you also have to train these things to your existence. You have to get out there and share your content, reference your content on these different engines. You have to think, well, if they're looking for reviews, or do they go to some review site, or do they go to Reddit to find that information as the authority? Um, so it takes a little bit of an effort to determine that and then go out there and get your listings on those services, get your reviews on those services, get the content pages published. Now, hopefully, people think, oh my gosh, that's so much work. Well, it is, but you you need this begins the content strategy. If you do this, you don't just let it sit there. This is now, if you're going to write this content, you can send it out an email to your prospects and clients. You can post it on social media. You can post it on your blog. You can use this content in many different ways. You could share with people who you're trying to sell to and say, hey, we've written a piece about that. Here's a piece on our pricing. Here's a piece on our capabilities.
Yeah.
Here's a piece on what it's like to work with us. And
Mhm.
if you genuinely answer the questions on your prospects' minds, you'll be valuable for AI bots. You'll be valuable for search engine optimization, and you can kill many birds with the same stone.
Yeah.
But you have to have a strategy, and you got to go after it. And it takes months, not typically 6 months, but it might take 3 months for you to write a bunch of stuff, get it out there, get indexed, and then suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, we showed up on this ChatGPT, inquiry.
Right.
I'm looking at, GA4 and I see, oh wow, we're getting links back from AI bots. We're getting clicks.
So good.
Exactly. So,
I love that. Well, and someone once told me, hey, after a meeting that you go to weekly, whether it's BNI or maybe some other networking event or whatever was like the biggest ask, just do like a quick little 30-second, like prop your phone up, record yourself answering that question. Now you got a blog, post on YouTube. Like you have all this content, and it literally took you 30 seconds to reiterate what you just told somebody else.
yep. Yep.
It's just a matter of being consistent and doing it. So, tell me a little bit about US digital partners and where you kind of see the business 5 years from now, because we are on this horizon of AI and everything, but where do you think US digital partners is going to be maybe 5 years from now?
Yeah, we're going to be still solving problems and walking alongside middle market, small business marketing
Mhm.
leaders. I mean, that's just yeah, we're not going to be writing software that people buy. We're going to be building custom applications just for them. We're going to, we tend to be more technologically competent than most agencies. We're going to be running campaigns. We're going to be helping them adapt to shifts in technology. 5 years from now with incredible team of people who are relentless about doing this. And it's just kind of it's a to us it's a joy to do that. We're, from the beginning of our mission, our the founding of our company after 9/11, we were
Mm.
feeling rather patriotic, thus the name US Digital Partners. We were believing people, although the dot-com stuff had imploded and
Mhm.
everything, and we were going to war. We thought, country's going to need a great digital marketing agency to walk along businesses, and that's what we've been doing, and we adapted through, um, mobile and smartphones and social media and video and now AI. How does this impact small and middle market companies? So I our philosophy is that AI is changing everything, and that these humble leaders out there are going to want, you know, team of people to walk alongside them,
Yeah.
help them utilize these tools. We use it in so many different ways in all aspects of our
Mhm.
business, and we're trying to get our clients to really uh, understand AI better and how it can help not only marketing. I mean, we're helping at all levels of the company with different things because once the trust is there, they want your help on, internal tech stacks and their own data um, aggregation and mining efforts. So
That is beautiful. And my next question was going to be regarding the evolution of the 23 years, and you already did that. It's amazing just to see because, and you didn't mention it, but like even COVID and the housing bubble and all these other things, like you guys have seen so much over
there's been some recessions for sure.
time. So it's amazing to hear about how you guys have not only like gone right through it, but then being flexible and open-minded to, okay, well, this is what we're going to do to persevere, and this is now the new age and what the business model now looks like. So tell me, how many employees do you guys have now at this time?
22.
And
Yeah, and that's actually gotten smaller over time, and uh, we too have been able to do more with less to a certain
yes.
degree, and there's been certain jobs that we haven't replaced, and we decided, we didn't really need to do that. We needed to adapt and change our staff, and we, the past couple of years it's been a very difficult economy for our clients. Um, and we see across a lot of different industries, not everything, but we see a lot, and boy, it had been a struggle until 2025, and there's a lot more hope. There's a lot more momentum. There's a lot more investment, capital expense, and investment going on out there. So we see that all as a positive trend. But there's been just agencies going out of business
Yeah,
all over the United States. There's small companies going out of business, all layoffs, uh, difficult, difficult times. So,
it has been. So I have some rapid fire questions if you're ready. All right, excellent. What is the key to success for you?
oh, I think it's service to others.
Mm.
It's really the fulfillment of trying to love your clients, love your employees, help them along the path. So it's that's what makes it most important. I say to our team, we're not solving starvation and poverty around the world, or we're not educating the next generation or building the latest products, but our clients are, and they can't do it without us.
Yes, well said. So, what is one piece of advice that you give to other business owners?
Really spend the time understanding your clients, your ideal client profile, and who they are and what they're all about, and how you can guide them down the road. I think that um, you have to spend days, hours, weeks really contemplating and understanding exactly what that market looks like and how you can help those people.
Yeah. At one point, somebody had said, draw the avatar of that individual and have it posted like in your office. So then it's a constant reminder of who are you talking to? Who are
Yeah,
you speaking to make sure you have that nice, clear message each and every time.
couldn't agree more.
I thought it was so powerful. I'm like, that's so easy. So, what is a book or podcast that you're reading or listening to right now?
Well, I'm listening to lots of them. I like, theology books. I like history books. I would recommend a book I read recently that is They Ask You Answer is one of the better business books. I think that Marcus Sheridan's book.
It
And
is.
he has a newer version that I'm just going to start reading. I don't know. Have you read that yet?
I have not read the new one yet.
Okay. Now he
But we,
goes into apparently AI and how
yes,
to use AI more, which I think I'm going to disagree with him a little bit on whether you let AI write everything for him. For you. I'm not a I'm a huge fan of using it in strategic ways, but not using it to just crank out your content.
yeah. So Action Coach partners with Marcus on multiple things.
Okay.
And so I'm very familiar with Marcus and I've listened to him at conferences and all sorts of really cool stuff. So I've been very blessed to even listen to him and witness him as a speaker. Have you ever like been to a speaking engagement with him?
No, I've seen YouTube. I watched something. Maybe it wasn't a speaker, it was an interview though.
I mean, he is just like it's amazing. And you're engaged each and every it's just great. So if you ever get the opportunity, definitely do so.
Let's get him here in Cincinnati. We need him.
I would love to do that. So this is kind of a fun question. If you could take a little bit of magic dust and sprinkle it on a particular part of the business, what would it be?
I think it's always on the sales side. I think we want to meet great new clients all the time. So that's my constant thing, even over the past 23 years. Who's that next marketing leader that we can help, that we could partner with and build trust with? So I'm always, I didn't realize it about myself how much I enjoy that aspect of it. But yeah, the magic that feeds the rest of the organization.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
So before we get to the final question of the day, David, how can everybody reach out to you to partner with you to learn more?
would love people reaching out to partner. I'm the only David Brecount that I know of out there on LinkedIn. I think I'm very active on LinkedIn. Um, I love seeing what other people are doing, connecting, learning more about their business. So connect with me there, connect with US Digital Partners at usdigitalpartners.com. People can sign up for our email stuff. We teach relentlessly, give it away for free. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, awesome. And guys, make sure that you get out there and check him out. That's how I linked up with David, is on LinkedIn. So he will respond. I can attest to that. So, David, for our final question, unfortunately, what is most inspiring to you today?
Well, I think so. I attended a conference in Detroit recently
Hmm.
called Reindustrialize, which was so inspiring. The people from all, political walks of life and industries coming to talk about how do you bring back jobs and manufacturing to the United States and reshoring of companies to make things here that we're like we accelerated software, we accelerated AI as a country, but we're being a Midwest boy, born in Kentucky, growing up in Ohio. I want to see, places like Dayton, Ohio, and Middletown, and Lexington, Louisville, Cincinnati. I want to see these places, growing with new jobs where we make atoms, make real things. Um, and I think, I'd love to see that grow. I'd love to see more young people getting into the trades. I'm not a big fan of going to college just to go to college. That's a whole nother podcast. So what really excites me is companies that are taking risks to invest in American workers again.
Yes.
And
Uh,
you got a lot of people out there who need training. And people think it's not possible to take a McDonald's worker and turn them into somebody who can make something in a factory, and they can totally do it. This is how AI can help do that in weeks, not years.
yes. Yes. Well, and there's always, if there's a want and a will, definitely can do so.
Amen.
Absolutely. All right. Well, this was a great conversation. Thank you again, David, for joining us today. And of course, all of you who also logged in to watch. Again, if you have not yet, and I don't know why, you have to like and subscribe, because we want to make sure that you get drops like this one each and every time. And of course, save this podcast, go back, listen to it, because David really had some great nuggets that he provided to all of you today. So, David, again, thank you for sharing with us US Digital Partners and yourself. We really appreciate you.
My honor, Jennifer. Thanks for doing it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Will do.